Prison Performing Arts works with adults and children who are incarcerated. We try to help them become better citizens, so when they return to their communities, they can be more effective and more successful.
Participating in the Prison Performing Arts program, these students are learning universal skills.
What need we fear? Who knows it?
Every job requires that a person have the ability to work as part of a team, to collaborate, and to cooperate.
The men and women at Bowling Green and Vandalia can now get 2 college credits at Fontbonne University.
What a performing arts opportunity provides in a correctional setting is yet another venue in which inmates practice literacy and sobriety and civility.
What trade are you?
The fact that I have started something and finished a project lets me know that if I had the same discipline on the street, I could have finished college, I could have had a decent career, I could have started a family, I could have done the things that we all should be doing.
All actors learn collaboration, cooperation. They hone their reading skills. They hone their critical thinking skills.
Through the PPA, I've learned how to write. I've learned how to speak. I've learned how to communicate without offending anyone, without disrespecting anyone or myself.
The unaccustomed terror of this.
Actors must think on their feet. Actors must go with the flow. Actors must respect themselves and each other. Actors must take responsibility for themselves and for the group as a whole.
It took a lot of courage on everybody's part for inmates to say, I want to go watch a performance of Hamlet. Was not the kind of thing you did back in the hood.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us.
The TRIO Foundation was one of the first foundations to fund prison performing arts, and they have remained supporters of ours. They have guided us to become a stronger organization.
I mean, I get to work with a lot of nonprofits, many of which are very good. I don't see very many nonprofits achieve the transformation that I see prison performing arts achieve.
I've seen a man learn to read so he could get a larger role in a Shakespeare production.
She can tell you that the men's literacy improves by grade levels by being involved. They have to take college level courses that they get credit for.
They're going to learn skills that are going to help them assimilate back into the larger community.
Prison Performing Arts it's what we all hope is waiting for us when we re-enter society, and that is for people to give us a chance.
Acting scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brow.
I'm also very proud to say that when you compare the 6 months before those actors came to work on Hamlet and the 6 months after, their conduct violations in prison went down by 48%.
They're also going to learn a great deal about themselves so that they're going to be more self-satisfied and more self-aware when they're released from prison next week, next month, or next year.
That it's cool to be a thug, but when you're locked up, you gotta go see the judge.
We're very proud of our hip-hop poetry workshop at the Juvenile Detention Center at Spring Break.
Because I'm a juvenile, I'm locked up, I ain't on the bricks, that's really messed up. I'm in juvenile, and I'm locked up, I ain't on the bricks, that's really messed up.
The kids look very forward to it. When they know that, especially the hip-hop program, we probably have the best behavior in detention than we've had all year. I even have the hip-hop disc in my car right now that I periodically play when I'm just riding around the city.
Watch, listen.
You can see a lightness in their expressions, more of a, honestly, it's a hope. You really can see a hopefulness emerging.
It gets them involved in a very creative way, in a very individualized way, as well as working together in groups. It helps to harmonize the kids. It helps to also show the staff a different light on the kids.
B is for beautiful, E is for emotional, S is for sassy, T is for tough. That spells best because yes, we are the best.
At the women's prison, I think we drew the campus leaders. We drew the people who really had influence on the community.
People sometimes have low self-esteem in here, and they sometimes feel as though they aren't able to do certain things. And all it takes is a little bit of encouragement from someone who is already doing it.
Give me both eyes, or what do you wish? I think the best thing in here is the fact that I get to spend time with these incredible women. Now, I see them all the time. I live with them, I work with them, but it's a whole different dynamic when we're learning lines and become somebody else on the stage.
PPA in a few words: discipline, dedication, fun, intelligence, intellect. It builds confidence, builds self-esteem. I know that's more than a few words, but it's just done so much.
I see people, last time when we did Macbeth, people on the sidewalk, I didn't even know were hollering, "Banquo!" Like it was a rallying cry, "Banquo!" Like, you know, saw you last night. Yeah. I love that stuff.
Every chance I get, I tell people that if they can get to a performance, please go see it, and if they can support it financially, that's even better.
The outside people are so supportive and wonderful, and I don't even think they know how much they help the girls in here.
As lowest to thy foot does Cassius fall.
My twin sister, she came up to see it, and she said, every time you spoke, I got ready to cry. I was like, why? She was like, because I've never seen you do anything like that. That was just, it was blowing me away, you know, and that touched me.
These people are really going through some sort of change, a positive change, a new self kind of change.
Many families have never seen these inmates be a success. They've only seen them fail. This gives inmates an opportunity to show their families that they are trying to get their lives together.
I think that's where the crying comes from, because these aren't tears of sadness, or, I mean, these are all tears of, you know, oh my God, wow.
I have heard men who've participated in this program talk about going back to their families and wanting to reconnect with them.
I served about 18 years and been out for about fourth year.
Bring with thee heirs from heaven or blessings from hell.
I made the best of, you know, having committed the crime. I was serving the time, so I chose to do something positive with the time, and Prison Performing Arts was part of that, doing something positive.
We dedicate over 75% of our budget to being in prisons and doing the work of rehabilitation.
Prison Performing Arts would like to make our corner of the world a better place. Since 98% of prison inmates come back to our communities, we wanted them to come back stronger, better educated, and better able to cope with everyday life.
Being a part of Prison Performing Arts was sort of a building block in becoming a better person.
Like every nonprofit, I think PPA really does a lot of programming around creating hope.
Many of us bristle at the notion, but prisoners are people, the vast majority of whom are going to come back to the street. And so to the extent that we awaken something sweet in their hearts, to that extent we stay sweet and we have some greater sense of safety about who they will be when they come back to us.